Hey guys. Alright, so let's see how the build is performing on a tier 3 boss with the Scourge thing. Oh, we got the wrong bolts out. Alright, one sec guys. And there is a really annoying bug where you can see the shock just kind of like fell off for no reason. Anyways, but that's like the boss. Let's kill this guy off too. He's pretty easy. Oh, we're on galvanic shards here. Look, the shock is gone again. I don't know what's going on, guys, but it's really bad. Anyways, so that's like the boss. If the shock doesn't fall off like that, then we pretty much just insta-kill them. Anyways, yeah, so in this video we're going to go over some of the updates to the build, and this setup we're running right now is pretty much going to carry you probably to like red maps, and then around red maps we'll swap into a different setup that I'm going to go over. But basically we're going to be swapping over to a crit setup, and right now only level 75. And yeah, we need to be like level 82 or so to swap over to the crit setup. So we need to get a few more levels. But anyways, let's go over the build. But first of all, yeah, let's go clear the map. There is like a rogue exile, like all the way over here. So you can see the clear a bit. And there is actually one support gem I want to show you guys while we have monsters here real quick. Okay, so the salvo support. So I think I actually want to start running this when I get more links on the galvanic shards. What should we do? Okay, let's try this for now. But basically, it's like we get 360-degree coverage, and the galvanic shards, it's, you know, it's random, but we still get all the chains and all the good, you know, the forks and all the good stuff, right? I think. So you can see, it's kind of weird, and I think you need a lot of damage for this to actually work, because you're not able to shotgun with the actual galvanic shard bolts, right? So it doesn't really feel all that good right now, like just using it, because I think the damage we have is a little bit low. But I mean, still, we're like still killing the rares, like even with this, right? But I think endgame, when you have lots of damage, this salvo support gonna be really good for clear, because, you know, getting 360-degree coverage is pretty insane. Oh wait, this one. Alright, so let's go kill the rogue. There's some rares over there. I guess we can go kill as well. But you can see, yeah, single target, I mean not single target, clear. Pretty good, right? And we got blink as well. So even though movement speed isn't super high, we have blink. And so that kind of makes like, it's kind of like backtracking and sometimes dodging a little bit more manageable. As for like defense, actually, it doesn't really seem all that good, you know, but actually haven't even really died. I think I died once only. So that's actually pretty good, right? And I think mainly it's just because we have evasion and a lot of good recovery. Alright, so let's go and kill off the rogue. I think he was down here somewhere. Oh yeah, here we go. Alright, let's see if we can kill him with our shock burst rounds. Alright, he's dead. Oh man, actually, okay, get rid of this one. Okay, so that's like a map. Let's go over the build. Alright, so let's see. Let's start off with the gear. So basically we need to get a good crossbow. I bought a new one, and when you're buying the crossbow, if you can find one with base crit, might be nice, because then when you do swap to crit, you don't really need to change your weapon around, you just have to change the runes. But you don't really need to if it's too expensive. So this one's like almost 600 DPS, which is kind of insane, because this crossbow is actually better than the crossbow that I was using on my endgame monk in 0.1. So, and this isn't even max rolled, right? So imagine the kind of like crazy crossbows we're going to be getting this league with the you know, the what do you call it, numerical changes to the affixes on the crossbow. So that's going to be pretty insane. Anyways, Okay, so nice crossbow. Then we have some gear. This is just basically the only thing we need on the gear is right now at this point. We just need to cap our res. I'm not even bothering with chaos res at the moment, but if you can get it, then yeah, whatever. Try to get at least 40% evasion, and ideally we get to like 75. Anyways, but yeah, I think 40% is fine to like start clearing these maps. And then what else do we want? So on the rings, if we can get flat lightning, it's good. You know, if you can't, it's okay. You can get increased lightning damage if you can. You can also get flat on the gloves, and you want to get attack speed here if you can. And of course, you know, rarity. If you can get rarity, then definitely get the rarity because it is still helping you to drop more exalts and that kind of stuff, right? Okay, so that is the gear. As for the base types, ideally we have evasion, energy shield, hybrid body armor, energy shield gloves, energy shield boots, and energy shield helmet. And then we go for the subterfuge mask and get a lot of evasion that way. But since the base types we're using are really low level, we can't really get a lot of flat energy shield or evasion. So I think right now just use whatever, and it's probably, you know, best to have either hybrid evasion energy shield or pure evasion. Now, if these are too expensive, then what you do is you buy the armor evasion or armor and energy shield bases, preferably the armor energy shield, the armor evasion, because then you'll at least get some evasion. Yeah, so that's the gear. The belt doesn't really matter, you just need to get resistances, maybe life or whatever. Okay, so that is the gear. Let's go over, I guess we'll cover the offhand as well. This is what I'm using to proc the shocks with the Stormcaller arrow. We just need a bow with attack speed. Mine doesn't have attack speed, but anyways, you want a bow with some decent damage on it to, you know, proc your shocks. I noticed that some rare monsters, I don't know what's going on. There's some bugs going on with shock. Like sometimes some bosses, you shock them and like they do some move and it removes the shock. And it's happened multiple times, like you know, all the time. Like the boss, the Atsui, the poison boss, you know, in the Vol area, she was just removing my shocks every single move she did for some reason. It was really annoying. But so there's some bug going on there. And also some rare monsters I noticed, they're just like, I shot 5 Stormcaller arrows at this one rare monster and he didn't get shocked once, right? It took like 6 arrows to shock the guy. So something weird is going on. But anyways, you do want to get some damage on the bow and on, oh, I should probably get a new quiver, on your quiver to, you know, help you to get those shocks. Because the more damage you do, the higher a chance to apply the shock, right? Okay, so as for the skill gems, you see right now the shock burst tooltip is about 10,000, which is pretty good considering only on a 4 link. And the pulse damage at 54,000 DPS. So pretty cool. And even though fresh clip doesn't seem to be increasing damage at all, I'm just putting it in because I'm not sure if it's working or not. It's kind of hard to test. And anyways, I wanted to use the other gems in other places. Okay, so that is the shock burst rounds. And then galvanic shards, we're doing primal armament. Oh, we didn't even go with the links. So we have concentrated effect, lightning infusion, and fresh clip. Then galvanic shards is primal armament, fork, and martial tempo. And then stormcaller arrow right now we have conduction, lasting shock, and lightning exposure. And then just mark skill, emergency reload with, you know, some buffs to make it last longer, get more damage. And then right now I'm running blink on my offhand, so I can blink with my offhand and then I can roll with my crossbow, right? And the main reason is I just don't have enough spirit right now, so I'll work something out. But it's actually fine for me to run this on the offhand because I'm used to actually just swapping. What you can do is you can just swap weapons and then blink, and you get a pretty much instant blink almost. And you just set it up like this, right? So you can see it's not checked on weapon 1, right? And then everything else, all these other auras are only checked for weapon 1. Or no, I have overwhelming presence on weapon 2 as well. So for the other auras, it's just Herald of Thunder, Wind Dancer, overwhelming presence, and then precision. And then on Herald of Thunder, I'm using Innervate, Elemental Focus, and Long Shot. And these will probably move into Shock Burst rounds once I get more links. But right now, only on the 4 links. So that's the gems. Go over the passive tree real quick. So I've changed from the last video leveling a little bit, I trimmed down some things, and now started using a few weapon sets. So this area is still the same here, and then I went into penetration a little bit, because I noticed that in maps too, there's a lot of, I'm seeing the elemental resistance aura on rare monsters a lot, as well as the lightning resistance, and that's popped up quite a few times. And basically, you need to reduce the monster resistances, so you either do that with curse, exposure, or penetration. Right now, penetration is the easiest because you don't have to do any extra steps. And this does help against bosses who do naturally have resistances, right? So in the end, when we go crit, we'll be able to take the Sunder by enemies and get this node here, so we don't have to worry about penetration for crits. So, but for now, this does increase your damage by quite a bit. Okay, so after that, we have this area is still the same, and for the green weapon on the bow, we're just going into more shock duration, shock magnitude over here. And wait, is that it? I guess that's all the points I put in for now. I thought I actually did some more, but I guess that's it. Anyways, and then with the other points, we're going into some attack damage and attack speed. And then I went down and got all the attribute stuff because it's just going to make my gearing a lot easier right now. I don't want to spend a lot of money like finding gear with resistances plus attributes, and you know, that kind of stuff gets really expensive, right? Really fast. And right now you just want a character that can go in and clear, you know, your atlas, level up, and you don't want to spend a lot of money on gear you're going to kind of throw away in a couple of levels, right? Okay, so we're going for lightning rod as well because we're not crit right now, and then I'll probably go and grab this flash storm node here once I level up. Okay, so this is the sort of passagery right now, and let's go into PoE real quick. All right, so this is the current character. I copied all the items, put it in PoE, and I think this is right. Yeah, oh, but it's counting me having this. So you could see, actually, shock burst rounds, 323,000 DPS, which pretty good, right? That's if fresh clip is working, right? Anyways, so this is the sort of league start setup that we're running right now. And once I level up, I think around level 82 or so, I can actually swap to the crit setup. Wait, this is actually wrong. Anyways, so once we go into the crit setup, which is going to be like this, we need level, it says 94 here, but there's a lot of things we can like cut out. Like we can get rid of some of this stuff here. We can actually, you know, get rid of some of these things. I don't even think we're going to need this yet. Maybe we'll see. But around like level 82, because I think we can also get rid of this too, right? I guess we'll need some decks, but that's kind of something we can work on. And we're going to be getting quite a bit more damage once we go crit, basically. And in order to go crit, basically all you need is levels, and you need a crossbow with a good enough like crit chance, because crit chance is pretty hard to get. And right now, even though the crit is still low, I think it is still going to be worth it to go crit. Now I'm thinking that it would have been cool to go for the Amazon, because with her base crit, we would be at like 80%. But I think endgame, there is going to be ways to get crit, because there is critical weakness in the game. You can get it with there's like an offhand where it's like spells apply critical weakness on hit. So once we get the auto shock setup going, we can just swap to that catalyst and then shoot out Winter, and then we're gonna go back to Winter, guys, pretty much. Oh man, we went like full circle on that one. So back to Winter to apply critical weakness, because it's probably going to give you the most hits, and then we just go on the crossbow and then like kill them. So it's going to be fine, I think. Anyways, so that's kind of what the crit tree is going to look like roughly, just like quick rough idea. I'm not really sure because, you know, there's new uniques popping up every day and a lot of cool things to try out, but this is just the idea I had, what I'm working towards. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for this update. Some people are asking what the vision crafting method was, and I guess there is a lot of new players in the game, but in order to vision craft, it's pretty easy. We can do it over here, actually. So you take your item, and then you just kind of close your eyes and exalt. And we got armor, so didn't really get anything good. Anyways, that's what I kind of meant. It was kind of a joke. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.